Lucy and the girls downstairs, did they?
No, they were glued to the telly. Right, let's get this open.
Hold up. It's Lucy's bed. Here, I'll put it there.
I don't think you should be here when we open it.
You must be joking.
Well, I'm frightened what we might find in there.
Shh. I think somebody might be listening at the door.
Who, for goodness sake?
I think it belongs on Sylvia.
We'll get someone I can eat it with.
Just get it open.
Try this.
Oh, brilliant.
I'll do it.
Just a Bible.
Thanks for a good evening, Dad.
Hey, you're welcome. Really good night.
I'll ring you tomorrow.
Yeah, good night.
Dad.
Good night, Chris. Drive carefully, eh? It's really great to see him out and about.
It's marvellous. It's all about confidence. Just making up his mind that he can do it and being treated like everyone else.
All that for this. You're right, it was a nutter.
Well, I did try to warn you.
Well, at least we did it, son. And we did it properly, too.
What's that, another clue?
No, sorry, love.
What is it?
Well, it's a note for Scott.
No, not even a tenner.
Well, Scott, you've done it. Followed my trail, part of my life, and found my treasure. Be patient with me, son, and learn by my considerable mistakes. By following the trail, I've tried to show you the wrong path taken by me, so it'll be easier for you to see the right way. I took the easy way, making excuses and blaming everybody but myself for my failures. I was just a loser. It's always better doing things the straight way. It's better to own a post office than to rob one. Wise men learn by other people's mistakes. Fools by their own. Don't hate me for this, Scott. My mistakes are your treasures. May the Lord be with you. Love, Dad.
He really was a bit of a nutter, wasn't he?
We could have all been arrested for grave robbing.
Try explaining that to Lucy.
I really thought there'd be more than this.
There's still that divorce thing in the will. Maybe we can make a few bob out of that, eh?
Oh, we'll talk about it in the morning. I'm shattered.
You weren't even digging.
All right, Joe. Ned Glover, as I live and breathe. Hang on. How you doing?
Yeah, struggling on, same as the rest, I suppose.
What brings you up to this neck of the woods?
I used to be down to an auction at Huddersfield. I'm after changing that, but there's nothing there that took me fancy. Well, my pocket more like, and I'm looking for work.
All right. One farm not big enough these days?
I won't have a farm in a couple of days.
What's happened?
We've farmed that land for 4 generations, and it's been sold from under us by a pension fund, would you believe?
Terrible. You got to get out.
Yeah. Building a bypass, golf course. Good arable land like that, and that's what they're doing to it.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there's talk of building a dry ski slope round here somewhere. If they can make you redundant, they will do.
It's all madness to me, Joe, it really is.
So what are you going to do?
It's a caravan up, put the family in the back, and look for some work. What's the situation like around here?
Same as anywhere else, I suppose.
Where did that plane come down?
All over. Main part of the wreckage, in that field there.
As soon as it came on the news, I said to my Jan, it'll be on Sugdenland, that.
Yeah, how is your Jan?
Ah, she's all right in herself, but she deserves better. She's worried to death at the moment, wondering what's going to happen to the kids. Have you been practicing for the ploughing championships then, or have you just run out of diesel?
I've been practicing and getting worse. In fact, I'm off for a pint soon. Want to join me?
I'll have a pint of orange juice with you, Joe.
All right, just get these put away and then off we go. Go on.
Couple of sound horses, these, you know, aren't they?
Go on, Blossom. You reckon?
I've always had a good eye for horses and women.
I bet you didn't check your Jan's teeth the first time you met her.
No, still got on my fingers.
Are you sure? Oh, please take it. It'll only be wasted if you don't. And you enjoy a day at the races, don't you?
Well, why don't we both go?
Well, it would be a bit upsetting without Shirley. It was her favourite day out.
Well, if you're sure. The company won't object to you passing it on.
No, they won't know. They don't check identity as long as you've got the badge.
Oh, well, I thank you. I appreciate it. I might even ask Mrs. Bates if she'd care to join me.
Do you know, I knew you were going to say that. I could hear Shirley saying to me, give the invitation to Eric and suggest he takes Caroline with him. Well, I wouldn't presume, of course, but it's a good idea. She's very good company.
Well, I think this calls for a couple of brandies. I insist.
Oh, well, it's one of those occasions where the customer is right. Although I did have a couple earlier, just to settle my stomach.
Good heavens. Talk about an omen.
What's that?
Oh, don't make light of things, but seems to be more than just a coincidence.
Shirley's lad.
Yeah?
It's Even's favourite.
More than just a coincidence. Mark my words, this is a horse you've got to back, boy.
I think you're right. And back it with conviction. I shall put £100 on to win.
You sure?
I've never been more sure of anything in my life. I can feel Shirley's hand in this. I shall go and phone the bet in now.
Like a man who can make up his own mind and see it through?
Oh, well, we'll be celebrating later. Oh, are you having lunch here today, by the way?
No, not hungry. You just place your bet and enjoy the afternoon, eh?
Oh, it's Alan Turner here from the Woolpack. I want to put £100 to win on Shirley's lad. That's in the
3:30.
the 3:30.
Shirley's lad now length clear from the Farder as they enter the last furlong. Shirley's lad still a length clear and the Farder seems to be struggling. Shirley's lad now 2 lengths clear, they're fading a Farder, but here comes a late run from Broadway Star. Shirley's lad from Broadway Star. Shirley's lad and Broadway Star now neck and neck 50 yards from home. Broadway Star takes it half a length from Shirley's lad.
What are you doing?
I thought I was allowed out as long as I didn't scare the horses. I'm meeting Zoe for a late lunch.
Ah, good. It's great to see you out and about again. Zoe may be a bit later than you think. She said she'd drop in at home farm and take a look at Peggy for me. She won't be long, just some antibiotics.
It's no problem. I was thinking about having a talk to Dr. McAllister anyway. So I'll leave a message for Zoe in the pub and go and see him.
Why? What's wrong?
I need to know my physical limitations.
I thought they explained all that to you in the hospital.
I wasn't listening to them.
And now you think it's time, sir? OK, I'll leave you to it. I might call into the Woolpack myself later, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'd be well without Jack, see without going, but don't bank on us. Everyone's feeling the pinch round here.
I know only too well, Joe. I'm just grateful you've given us a little bit of hope. I haven't seen you two since Appleby Fair.
Yeah, what's that, 3 years ago?
5.
Never.
Afraid so. Last fight I had that. Then my Jan decided it was time for me to retire, so Stumble and take her, and I thought I'd pack it in.
Glad to hear it. You must have won a fair bit of money at it, though.
Yeah, not really. A few side bets and the like. Caravan was the biggest thing I won, and thank God I did now that we need it. Won that from Gypsy Jan Grady.
I know. We were there and you thought, well, mind you, that bare-knuckle fighting that you did. I mean, it's bad enough with gloves on, but that.
I am best out of it. But of all the men I fought, won or lost, there ain't one of them I won't be happy to have a pint with if he walked in here right now.
Well, you can't be fairer than that.
I'll do a bit of arm wrestling now, you know, just for fun.
Just for fun? I mean, have you never heard of darts or dominoes or shove halfpenny? Out like that?
Hi.
Hi.
All right, Joe, what are you having?
I'm all right, thanks. You remember Ned, don't you?
Yeah, sure you do.
All right, bud.
You look very pleased with yourself, if you don't mind me saying so.
Me and Lynn are just knocking back a few beers by way of celebration.
Celebration? Made your mind up?
Sure have, cupboard.
I don't know. They come over here, pinch our jobs, teach our women rotten accents.
Oh, she sounded right to me, mate.
So you finally talked around.
In like Flint.
Am I right in thinking you decided to go back down under with Sven?
He's persuaded me there's life after Emmerdale.
No, I'll be sorry to see you go. I'll really miss you. And I wish you all the best luck in the world. Oh, you too, Liz.
Rachel, why are the magazines out of reach?
It's to stop kids. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Which one do you want?
Look, I just want to be able to reach and choose my own.
I'm sorry. We had a kid throw them all over the floor the other week, and I'm busy enough.
I don't want to throw them. I just want to kill time, waiting. I'm waiting to see the doctor.
It's not my fault he's still on his rounds. Now, if you'll just be patient.
Looks like I've no choice, doesn't it?
There you go, Peg. You'll be right as rain in a few days.
Good, thanks.
That's okay. Well, I better get down to the wall pack. I think I stood him up.
Oh, don't worry about him. I told him you were going to drop in here first. It's doing good to sit there for a while and sort out the world's problems with the barroom philosophers. It's great to see him out and about.
It's the best medicine for him.
I said I'd drop in there myself later, if you don't mind me intruding.
Not at all. I'd be glad to see you there.
Good. I've got to see Jack Sugden first and sort out some heritage farm business, now that he's home.
Go easy on him, won't you? He's got a lot on his mind at the moment, what with worrying about little Victoria.
Zoe, you don't need to remind me what a worry children are. But I do have a business to run.
Talking of business, haven't you forgotten something?
You wouldn't.
Well, it's the way I've been brought up. These drugs don't grow on trees, you know.
How much?
£5.50. I won't charge you for a house call, seeing as I live here.
Will you take 10?
I've got change. Sorry I'm late. Hope you didn't think I was going to stand you up.
Sensitive choice of phrase?
He's been in that mood ever since he arrived.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to depress you, Rachel, but it's a bit of a downer when you're barred from your long-time local.
You've been banned from the Woolpack?
Yes.
Why?
Because this thing doesn't perform too well going up and down stairs.
Why didn't you tell me that's why you were in a bad mood?
Because I have to learn to deal with it.
Along with everyone else. It would be so simple just to put a ramp in at the pub.
And make magazines more accessible. I'm sorry, Chris. Maybe we should all go round in a wheelchair for a day. Make us realise how difficult it is.
That's a bit drastic. Anyway, where shall we eat? Know any good ramps anywhere?
Does Alan Turner know of this problem?
And not from me, and I'm not begging him.
It's not a question of begging. It's a simple human right.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I just want to eat. Shall we go?
What about seeing the doctor?
Either later, tomorrow. Look, I'm really hungry. Seriously, do we know of a place with a ramp round here?
Well, we'll just have to drive round a bit.
It's ridiculous. Every public place should have facilities. If you don't tell Alan Turner, I will.
I'll leave it up to you, then.
Right. And I won't rest there. As I go around the village, I'll try to imagine what it's like to be you.
You've fired her up now.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about being snappy earlier.
Well, I probably deserved it. I usually do.
Come on, Chris. I can't stand it when you're being noble. See you, Rachel.
Yeah, bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Right then, Joe. I'd best get off before the temptation of something stronger than orange juice gets to me.
So we're on then?
Fine by me. Now, you're sure you don't want to square it with your Jack?
If I say there's going to be work, there's going to be work. I can't say how much or how long for, but at least there'll be something.
Well, I'm looking for something permanent, but it'll get us on. See you today, too. OK.
So, when are you actually going, then?
Now I've made my mind up, as soon as possible.
Sounds like you can't wait to get away.
Oh, it's nothing personal, Joe. At least not with you. But I must admit there'll be some people I'll be glad to see the back of.
Care to name names?
They'll know who they are.
Sounds ominous.
Oh, Frank, I didn't mean you.
Glad to hear it.
I suppose you'll be buying her share in the sports club then, Frank.
You look after your business and we'll look after ours.
Unfortunately, your business interests all too often interfere with the rest of us.
What do you mean by that?
I mean your insatiable lust to make money at any cost. The cost of us, the village, the environment.
I think you better explain yourself.
Leave it, Frank. Can't you see he's had a drink?
You insinuating something?
Listen, forget all this. I'm officially inviting you all to my leaving do at the sports club on Thursday night. Be there.
You still haven't explained yourself, Eric.
It doesn't need explaining. It's going to blight the whole skyline soon for all the world to see. I'm talking about Kim's plan for the dry ski slope.
Don't you dare lecture me. You who ripped the welfare fund off over that picture. You've got a damn cheek.
Market forces over which I have no control.
Grand theft's more like.
But, gentlemen, please, this is getting embarrassing. You're both friends of mine. Now, can't we just enjoy each other's company?
Sorry, not on this occasion.
I'm going to miss all this.
Though I may agree with your sentiments, I cannot condone the way you express them.
I won't be a minute. I've just thought of an essential ingredient for my leaving do.
I only said what everybody else is thinking.
But it was the way you said it.
Hello? Yes, I'd like to book the Nobbies for Thursday night, please. Yeah. I want the really wicked show.
Do you think people around here will be interested?
Well, it'd give them something else to do at night other than counting sheep, wouldn't it? Look, I don't want to be seen to be profiting from a tragedy, but it's an ill wind. We ought to relaunch the place in style.
Why don't we just put a banner up saying, post-siege, grand reopening, blood-stained and explosive-soiled bargains?
We didn't cause it, but it happened. And now the place has got to be reopened. I'm telling you, videos and an off-licence makes for a night in. We should make some inquiries. And another thing, we should have a couple of bottles of plonk open on the counter to welcome our customers back.
It's hardly in good taste, Vic.
Well, all right, maybe not the cheapest plonk. We'll have something a bit more expensive.
You know what I mean. I just don't know about it, really.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll ask the opinion of the first regular that comes through that door.
All right.
By heck. This place is looking smart.
I'll open 3 red and 3 white to start, yeah?
Yeah. How's it going, Steph?
Oh, great. It's good to see you open again and all.
Well, it's good to be open. As a matter of fact, we're having a bit of a celebration. It's a free glass of wine for every customer. What do you think?
Well, I don't know about that. That could be seen as discrimination against beer drinkers, couldn't it?
Yes. How about that? Spread the news that we're open, will you?
I certainly will. And talking about spreading the news, have you heard about Lynn Whiteley going back to Australia with Sven?
That's a bit of a turn-up, isn't it?
Turn up? It's a tragedy. It's an absolute disaster. I can't think of all that could be worse.
I'm sure he'll look after her. Sounds like a good fresh start for Lynn and young Peter.
Not worried about that. We've a cricket match with Robblersfield on Bank Holiday Monday and Sven's our star all-rounder.
So when's she going, then?
Tomorrow. And there's a big farewell do at Sports Club tonight. Everybody's invited. There's free beer and all.
Oh, right. Well, that's tonight sorted out. Now then, what can we do for you, Seth? You have the honour of being the very first customer in our newly opened shop.
I don't want to buy note. I just thought I'd pop in and have a look around.
Hi, Jan.
Hi. All right, Jack.
Glad to see you, Ned. Problems?
Yeah, what do you think of that one?
Well, it's a bad way to me, Jack.
Well, it's been a bad year so far.
Same all over.
Look, we don't really need another hand, Ned. But no doubt we can sort out some temporary work for you. pay's going to be very basic, though.
It'll do for now. No doubt we'll get something a bit more permanent. I'll put the word round.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can sort something out.
What about our David? He's a good worker for a young'un.
We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, you can put your caravan up in that field and get settled in. We'll discuss the details later.
Like I say, I'm looking for a tenancy, but so you as well. You've got us, eh?
Fair enough. But like I said, we don't really need anyone, so the pay is basic.
Right, we'll get settled in then. Just shout if you need anything. Cheers, Joe.
You shouldn't be paying for all this.
Let's just say I'm a bit embarrassed at the price I'm getting Lynn's share for. It's the least I can do.
Well, I hope she appreciates it.
She will, and so will they.
How do you mean?
I told them if they do a good job here, they may get a chance of catering for our wedding reception in the autumn.
Have you now?
It's time we did some serious planning.
What's there to plan? 10 minutes in the registry office, then Alan Turner's home brew for the toast down at the Woolpack.
Our wedding is going to be a first-rate affair, and we have to start now if we're going to get it right. Right?
OK. We'll start tomorrow.
I'm thinking of asking Chris to be my best man. What do you think?
Well, if he agrees, and he can handle it, I think it's a great idea.
Good.
Alan, the ramp's looking brilliant. Well done.
I can't take any credit for its construction. No, you badgered me into it. The construction company built it. They'll invoice me, I'll see the accountant, and the tax man will pay them. The important thing is that people with Chris's disability should be able to use it.
Well, I'm sure it'll be much appreciated. Kathy, do you think Chris might come down later, try it out?
You can ask him. I doubt if you will, though.
Well, won't you be here?
No, I'm going to Lynn's leaving do, aren't you?
No, I'd glad to see the back of that woman.
Well, why don't you give Chris a ring and tell him about the ramp?
Oh, would you mind?
No, why should I? He won't go to Lynn's do, so he might as well be down here than stuck in on his own.
Be my guest.
Cheers, Alan.
Are you going to the party, Alan?
Yes, I will if I can get staff cover. Yes, sir. Yes, I've had my run-ins with Lynn in the past, but I don't bear any ill will to she and Sven. I'll go if I can.
So, the least you can do is come down here tonight and give the ramp a try. Or would you rather go to Lynn Whiteley's leaving do? Yeah, well, that makes two of us. I don't like her either.
I hope they're all going to be there tonight. I'm going to enjoy telling them exactly what I think of them. Because it doesn't matter anymore. I'll be halfway across the world by the time they've recovered.
All right, Jack.
Just thought I'd see how you'd settled in.
Fine. I suppose this is okay, is it?
Oh, I eat your fill. Just let me know when you're shooting, then I won't think I got a load of townies roaming about the land.
That town is it?
Yeah, no doubt. We usually get 3 or 4 a year. You can shift it next time the tractor and trailer's up here. So, you're looking comfortable then?
Yeah, it's all right for summer, but I wouldn't want to spend winter out here.
We'll have a roof over it by then. Don't fret.
I hope so. I'd die for mates only living here.
You just be grateful for what you've got.
Yeah, it might be an idea if you went to a party tonight. Give yourselves a break, meet a few people.
A party?
Yeah, one of the locals, Lynn Whiteley, is emigrating to Australia. She's a partner in a sports club. That's where the party is.
Are you saying we should be getting advice on emigrating to Australia?
No, it's just the other partner's a bloke called Frank Tate. He owns a lot of land round here, including a tourist heritage farm. He might be able to give you some permanent work.
I've heard about Frank Tate, and I appreciate what you're saying. But I'm a real farmer. I'm no good with tourists.
Well, neither am I, but in this day and age, times change. It's just a thought.
And a good one at that, Jack. Oh, shouldn't it sound so ungrateful?
Look, if you want to ride in with me, why don't you call at the house when you're ready?
We'll do that. Thanks a lot.
See you later, then.
It'd almost be worth turning up to a do just to see her face when we arrive together.
I mean, we could tell her. We just want to make sure that she was definitely on her way.
Oh, it's tempting, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, let's do it.
hang on. I've had far too much to drink. I might say something I regret.
She's going to be as far away as humanly possible. What does it matter?
Yeah, you're right. And we won't have another opportunity like this.
Let's do it.
Are you sure we're doing the right thing?
No. It's never stopped me before.
Now then, Joe. Looks like she's going to Ends of Earth to keep that fella. Reckon we'll ever see her back here again?
I don't know. But I reckon we'll still be stuck doing the same things we've always done.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing. What's Australia got to offer that Yorkshire hasn't?
Oh, sunshine, wide open spaces, good cricket, warm seas, glorious beaches.
All right, but I think folks will stay where they belong. And there's more danger getting skin cancer over here. And they've no right to some land they're living on.
Maybe so, but it applies just the same over here, you know. I mean, what's the difference between pinching land and buying it to misuse it with golf clubs and car parks and dry ski slopes?
You've a right job on you tonight. Why don't you just enjoy yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just not feeling myself tonight. I think I'm getting old.
Well, it's an awful thing getting old. Until you consider alternative. Think of that, young man.
So, you're on a camping holiday here then, are you? What do you mean by that? What I ask. You said you were living in a caravan in the Sugden's field. It is holiday time.
We've been kicked off our farm, and our caravan's the only place we have to live.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things work out for you.
How many are there of you? There's my mum, Dad, me and my two brothers. That's our Dave over there. Roy's only 14. I'd rather go for a walk with the dog than come here.
I think you're very brave moving all that way. I'd be a fool not to go with him, wouldn't I?
Oh, you'll be back at some point, though, won't you? Once this guy decides to shear his way across Europe again.
Who knows, Jack? To be honest, once I'd decided to leave, I wasn't that bothered if I ever saw this place again. Come on, I want to show you off on the dance floor.
I'm not too happy on the strictly ballroom stuff.
You just stand there. I'll do it. She doesn't seem that unhappy about leaving, does she?
No, a bit of a wild thing is young Lynn. Frank. Ned Jan Glover, this is Frank and Kim Tate.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Ned's working on the farm for a while.
Ah, glad to hear it, Ned. I know Jack needs all the help he can get at the moment.
I think you've just had a few too many lagers.
Oh, don't spoil it for me. I want them to be jealous.
I reckon you're just in the mood for a payout.
What does that mean?
I can see I'm going to have to get you an Aussie dictionary. You're wanting to have a go at someone, am I right?
Oh, I'm a lady.
Listen, we're having a bit of a rave next week. Why don't you come?
Yeah, and bring your brother.
Where's it at?
Well, from what you've been saying about where you're staying, it's in the next field.
There should be about 50 of us. It'd be great.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good. Don't forget to tell your Dave.
I'm organising a race night at the Woolpack in the next couple of weeks. That really is an evening's entertainment. You're very welcome to come.
Oh, I like those. Do you?
Never been to one.
You're joking.
No, I've been to many real race days, but never a filmed one.
Well, you'll have to make sure you're at the one at the Woolpack, won't you, Alan?
Definitely. I want that ramp well and truly used.
Well, you've only to install a disabled toilet, and you'll have a decent pub.
Thanks. I'll turn off again.
Well, he's got a good point, Alan.
Well, in time, Rachel, in time. Now, if I may go and enjoy my drink.
Hi. You talked him into coming, then?
Oh, does he take sugar?
All right. I'm shocked to see you here, that's all.
No, we just thought we'd actually make sure she was going.
You're not going to have a go at her, are you?
Absolutely not.
Ladies, gentlemen, Lynn, Sven, we are now coming to the highlight of the evening. Yes, the nobbies have arrived.
They needn't have bothered for me.
In a few minutes, your wildest fantasies will be enacted on stage. Prepare to change your lives. You're going to witness sex and song, flesh and fantasy. In a moment, 5 young men in their prime who are already oiling their bodies will appear here before you, before your very eyes. Get your drinks now so you don't waste a second later lusting after their bodies. Thank you.
Oh, come on, we better go anchor my mother to a seat before the famous nobbies start.
To see you two here.
We were invited, weren't we?
Of course you were. I want to remember everybody by what they've meant to me in the past. And you two have been especially memorable. Well, we just thought we'd wish you bon voyage. Or is good riddance nearer the truth? You said it, Lynn.
Hi, Rachel. Nice of you to come and see us off.
A pleasure. She really means that. Or rather, she means she's really glad to see the back of me, because every time she does see me, it must prick her conscience. What are you talking about? You see, when she was just 17, she seduced my husband, who should have known better.
You just had to, didn't you, Lynn?
My husband's brains were between his legs, and she took advantage of him. I spent most of the time listening to him complain about you.
Ladies, let's just pull the plug on this. It's a party, for crying out loud. We're meant to be enjoying ourselves.
Oh, she is. You've a lot to learn if you don't realise how much she enjoys causing trouble.
They're a bitter lot, Sven. God, how I'll not miss them.
God help, Australia.
Okay, mate.
Got no hassle with you, mate. You just don't know what she's like, that's all.
This is getting ridiculous. Why don't you just calm down and watch the show? What's happened in the past can't be helped, so let's enjoy the night and let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, well said, Kathy. Oh, Struth, what do those Sheilas think they're doing?
I bet you could beat them at that, couldn't you?
No sweat. Hey, Limey, let me show you how to do that properly.
Go on, then.
Why didn't you arm wrestle him when he was shouting about taking anybody on? You'd have beaten him.
Exactly. But I'd do it for money. The time wasn't right.
You're a canny beggar.
Aye, I'm that kind of dragged my family down to living in a field.
We'll bounce back, don't you worry.
Ah, I suppose we will.
Night, Frank. Good night. Want a lift home, man?
Not unless you're going to come in with me for a nightcap.
No, it's in danger of overdosing on orange juice as it is. I'd be happy to see you home.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right. Hey, what? Oh. You all right?
Come on, let's go.
You haven't said goodbye yet.
Yes, I have. The moment I decided to come with you. God, look at the state of them. I'll not miss them for a minute. They'll miss me. At least I've put a bit of colour in their lives, given them something to talk about. Come on, let's sneak off.
If that's the way you want it. You all right, Joe?
Yeah, as right as I'll ever be.
No, we're making a move.
Yeah. I should have made a move years ago. Made something of myself. I ought to do it now before it's too late.
What are you talking about?
Jack, we've got to talk. And I mean, seriously talk. But maybe not tonight, eh?
Rave in a field.
Whose field?
Eric Pollard's.
Eric Pollard hasn't got a field.
He has now, apparently.
Yes, on the corner of Connelton Road and Blackmill Lane.
Pollard bought that?
That's right.
What's he want a field for?
Search me.
And now he's having some, what, rave, is it on it?
No, Luke and Biff are. Eric's just lent them his field.
I might have known those two would have something to do with it.
What's going on? The lane's been full of cars all morning.
We'll go and find out, won't we, Dad? I suppose so.
It's like Piccadilly Circus.
How would you know, Mum?
I've seen it. On the telly.
What's going on then?
Dunno. Looks interesting, huh?
It sounds blooming awful.
That ewe was a prize animal.
Joe, you don't know that they did it.
Oh, I suppose it was a leopard or a puma or something.
Well, I have read about such animals being out there in the countryside.
No, it's that stupid thing they got going with Seth, the beast of Beckingdale.
And that's what it is. It's a stupid joke.
I don't mind a joke along with the next man, as long as it doesn't interfere with my livelihood. That shit was worth a lot of money.
And if Luke was responsible for it, you will be recompensed, obviously.
What about the rave?
How can we stop it? If, as you say, there are hundreds of kids heading towards that field, well, I'm sorry, but there's not a lot I can do about it.
Isn't there?
No, there isn't, and quite frankly, I don't want to. I mean, what's the harm in it? All they're going to do is play loud music and dance for a few hours. There's no houses nearby. Who's it going to hurt?
Oh, yeah? How about the drugs?
Well, I think that's a bit exaggerated as well. Look, they're just going to have some fun. Leave them to it, eh?
Fun? Hundreds of kids trampling over the countryside. You call that fun? That's a typical townie's view.
But that's what I am, a typical townie. Now, I'm sorry, but I've got my calls to make. Excuse me.
That's it? You're not going to do anything?
No.
In that case, I will.
What are you going to do?
Thought that was obvious. I'm going to call the police.
Down towards where those cars parked with the front entrance.
How you doing? Yeah, not bad.
It's out for 20 quid.
Oh, great, we'll be able to pay old Pollard off then. Wouldn't have thought this was your scene, you know.
What do you know about a dead ewe?
What dead ewe?
The dead ewe I found this morning, torn apart. And don't give me all this cobble about some beast of Beckingdale.
What's it got to do with us?
Because you've been whining to take up about it, that's why.
I'm just having a laugh. Wouldn't do anything like that.
Oh, no?
No, would we, Chuck?
Not that stupid. You're stupid enough to invite most of North Yorkshire to some sort of party in this field. I won't put it past you.
We didn't do it.
But I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And if you two are involved, you're in big trouble. And I mean big trouble.
Did you manage?
Oh, yeah, never spilt a drop. Just most of it.
Well, at least you can get in and out on your own now.
Well, thanks to you. All tradesmen, deliveries and cripples round the back, please.
Did I tell you? I'm thinking of setting up an advice shop at the surgery.
You mean like a citizens' advice bureau?
No, not really. Just somewhere where people can go about the problems. You know, rights, benefits, that sort of thing. I'd make a few phone calls on their behalf, get the relevant information, you know.
Bernard likes the idea, does he?
Well, he must do. He's paying the phone bill. All part of the care in the community service, he says.
Well, maybe I can help you. Mess around on my computer a bit. Do some posters for you, perhaps. Put you in for my database.
Any idea where this rave is?
Yeah, it's in the field up Black Mills Lane, just up the road.
Yeah. I know where it is. You going to it, are you?
Maybe.
Good. I'll see you there.
Well, if I see you first, if that's a sample of the clientele, I think I've just changed my mind about going to this rave.
I didn't think this many people would turn up.
Right, there's a bunch over there from Manchester.
How did they find out?
Oh, the word's got round.
You know, we should make a career out of this.
Yeah, concert promoters.
Entrepreneurs.
Today, Emmerdale. Tomorrow, the world.
Yeah, nice one.
But there are a lot of people, aren't there? I hope it doesn't get out of hand.
I won't. Oh, no.
You in charge here?
No, he is.
Yeah, sort of. It's our party.
Some party?
Yeah, well, we just invited a few friends. The word got around.
Does the owner of the field know about it?
Well, it belongs to Eric Pollard. He's letting us use it.
Well, we'll be keeping an eye on you to make sure no one does anything silly. Silly? I mean, like silly walks or saying silly things?
No, you're being silly. I could have this stopped right now. Have you all moved on?
What for?
You got an hour?
Oh, look, just shut up, Biff. My brother thinks he's a comedian. He's sorry, but you know exactly what I mean.
Be careful what you're up to then.
Silly what? You twit.
What's all that lot?
It's like some sort of rock concert.
Looks like one of those house parties you hear about.
How can it be a house party in the middle of a field?
Poor old soul, so out of touch. That's the field we were trying to buy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's no longer for sale.
Oh, who's bought it?
I don't know. Agents wouldn't tell me, not surprisingly.
Well, that's the Sugden's land on the other side. Maybe it was Jack.
No, he can't afford it.
Well, we'll just have to find out.
There's permission to be here.
Does he know that he's got hundreds of kids wandering all over this place? Whoever he is.
Yeah, well, it's a few more than we expected, to be honest.
And I suggest you keep them under control, son, because if they as much as stray on my land, I'm going to hold you personally responsible for any damage they do.
We'll do our best, Mr. Tate. We didn't expect them all to come. They just sort of found their way here.
This is madness.
I'm sure Biff and Luke will do what they can. By the way, who is the owner?
Eric Pollard.
Yeah, he said he's going to build himself a house here.
Leave this, Frank.
All right, Mr. Windsor.
Brought up a few supplies. All right if we set up in the corner of the field?
Yeah, help yourself.
All right, Jack. How's things at the hospital then?
Oh, nothing's changed, Ned. Baby's still having treatment. Oh, it's terrible to see such a tiny thing like Victoria going through all that.
Aye. Still, it'll all be for the best in the end, no doubt.
Yeah, well, we're lucky to have a hospital like Killingbeck nearby. What is that noise?
Ah, some kids having a party in the field out the back there.
Party? It sounds more like a riot. Is Joe around?
Not exactly, no. He's gone to the party.
He's what?
Well, he's going to try and get it stopped, anyway.
It's £2, please. Yeah, but village prices apply here too. 50p, please.
Oh, well, in that case, take 4.
You waiting for me?
Yeah, in your dreams. Whoa, just get off me! Pig!
Yeah, that's £1, please.
And that's a rip-off.
Still £1.
Dad.
Have you got a vendor's licence?
What do you think?
I think that you could be in a lot of trouble if one of listening cops expound on that lane.
that?
Trouble, otherwise known as Ben Dingle.
Ben Dingle? I haven't seen him since he was so high.
But he was still a right little villain then as well.
Right, I'll be off then. I'll see you in the morning, Jack.
Right, then. Cheers. What can I do for you?
You and I had a meeting this morning.
Oh, hell. Sorry.
It's not good enough, Jack. If you're going to make an appointment, you should keep it.
I know, but I've a lot on my plate just now.
That's what I said. How are Sarah and the baby?
Pretty much the same.
Look, I know things are tough for you at the moment, but business is business.
But why don't we talk now, while I'm doing the milking?
Well, that's the best you can do, all right?
What he'd really like is an indigestion tablet.
Well, you'd best come in the house, then.
He's a right headbanger, that one. We've got to stop them.
Not likely. I'm a great believer in all country superstitions.
What?
Yeah, especially the one that says it's bad luck to stand in front of a moving car.
He's going to kill somebody in a minute.
We've got to do something. What are you going to do? Call his bluff?
Go and get the police! Go on!
Master the hero.
Are you stupid brain as hell, but you could have killed him! Oh, you shouldn't even be here! Oh!
Right, everyone calm down now. Get that racket stopped. The party's over. Go on, clear it off. You'll have to come with us.